Taurus, and welcome to your March 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about your amazing energy coming up for March. I think that this time is going to give you so much more than you can imagine. All of the energies are super bright, they're upright, and you have great opportunities coming in. The only thing that's sticking out is you do have the Devil coming up for the month of March, but that makes sense because we are all kind of dealing with the deep past, addictive tendencies, and anything that we've really been connected to in a difficult way for a while. So we are dealing with that here. And it's going to be such a small aspect of your path that I wouldn't worry too much about it. Because ultimately what I see for your sign in the month of March is basically a lot of recognition, a lot of precedence, a lot of prestige, and new creative ideas coming in, as well as getting to the root of your own wants and finally kind of discovering what you've actually wanted for a really long time. So I think as a Taurus, it's going to be really important to really think deeply and allow yourself to feel deeply the things that were good or the things that brought you a lot of benevolence or prosperity before. You know, maybe when you left that relationship before or when you started that relationship before, how did you feel? Was that where you felt like you were really thriving in life? Definitely the word thriving or the experience of thriving is what is on the table here in March. How do I thrive? What have I done that has made me thrive in the past? How real was that actually? All of those things are going to really be coming up for you in the month of March, and it could reintroduce itself. So for some of you, we are in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces in the beginning of the month, which can bring back old relationships or old connections with people. It can also kind of make you rethink or reevaluate how you truly felt about something in the past. And an interesting thing about it is it is harmonious for you. Again, the Pisces to Taurus axis is a sextile. It's a harmonious angle. So there's like a harmonious reevaluation of where you were in the past that almost gives you a certain closure or a certain ability to heal or cope from something. And I think it's beautiful. So why not reach out to that person? Or why not at least... I don't want to say reach out, but why not let go of it or release it? Either reach out or release it. I feel that a lot of Taurus are kind of holding things in this weird immortal territory where something is not in your court anymore or not there, and you don't want to access it, but at the same time it's on your mind. So it's like sort of suspended in your life and suspended in your energy, but it's not a focus. I think that you really have to deliberately choose to either focus on those things and manifest them into reality or to let go of them, and that's kind of for everyone too. And that's really how you start to achieve so much benevolence and prosperity in the month of March, is you start to really let go of those things, okay? Because they're taking up a lot of your energy. And I think that another key to actually doing that and actually helping that to happen is seeing what makes you thrive and seeing what you enjoy doing, so that you actually start doing it though too. And it's not like you're thinking, well, I would like to do that job, or I would like to do this, but that's just going to stay in my head and that's going to be only for me to tap into. I would really recommend, especially towards the end of March, doing it, being a pioneer, being a little bit risky. I don't want to say it's a risk, but I want you to maybe actually do the thing that you've wanted to do for a long time toward the end of the month if you could. And it has to be nice, though. It has to be honest. It has to be friendly. Because what I'm also feeling is there might be a vengeful tendency, or there might be, this is not for all of you, but I do feel, again, Taurus Scorpio axis can sometimes deal with, the anger that we still hold on to, or the difficult things that we still want to see for other people. Those things have to just step away now, if you could, because the thing is like if you pursue that, it's such a high price and it comes at the price of your own prosperity, and what Taurus really needs right now is prosperity. So to release that and to start to build your own profitability as a person will see you to be the most prosperous here. But let's go ahead and start on the week-to-week Taurus. I will be doing an extended reading over on Patreon with your central theme as well as supporting factors, so more cards involved. So if you want to check that out, these readings are early, ad-free, and extended over on Patreon this month, so that'll be linked below. But let's jump straight into your week-to-week. In the first week of March, Taurus, you have Four of Wands rooted down by the Strength card. So a great celebration coming for you in the first week, a sort of a coming of age. It's almost like a ritual or a a really specific moment that you have during the first week of March that's like, okay, yes, I wear this hat now, or I wear this crown now, or I wear this. This is what I do. This is my calling. A lot of you have a good opportunity to come into contact with your calling, or just to be celebrated or venerated by other people. I feel that people are really grateful for you, or people are really grateful for your actions of kindness here. Also, your ability to resolve things and let go of things is something that is going to make people really respect you. Again, maybe the Taurus that's like more vengeful, or wants to like show other people how hard things have been, or show other people how difficult they could make things for them. That's not getting Taurus a lot of respect right now. So you have to have the strength to let go and the strength to forgive, really, if you can, in March. Again, the Mercury RX in Pisces deals so much with forgiveness, okay? So those of us who really get attached to unforgiving nature, okay, Devil card, Knight of Cups as well, that will really come out in the 4th week. But those of us who are really attached to the unforgiving nature, those people are really bypassing and detouring out of this prosperity. So that's just something that we have to make really clear. And again, maybe that's a thing to get a session and look into, like, how can I get out of unforgiveness? It's something that we all struggle with, and it's so individual to each person. I'm not really even going to talk much about, because there's really no collective individual theme, like one way to get over struggling with forgiveness. Like, it's really individual, a really individual process. But there is a really nice homecoming in store if you can really connect to new forms of forgiveness, for sure. And it takes a lot of strength, Again, the first week is really going to show you, like, this isn't something that just, time isn't always the answer for forgiveness. There's a lot of strength and a lot of maybe conscious mentality that has to really be devoted to verifying, like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I can release some of these grudges. So there is something about grudges, but again, this is not all Taurus, but some Taurus, there's something about grudges coming up for sure. But again, some of you have like already come past that, and sometimes I suppose a grudge might be warranted, but after a while, it starts to really only hurt the person who's holding it, so we don't want that. Week number 2, Taurus, you have Ace of Wands rooted down by 7 of Pentacles. So a great new creative idea is coming into your mind. And I love that for this time of the year for you, because that's right on that cusp of Pisces and Aries time. And you guys should watch the Pisces video for sure, because it's kind of like Pisces season and we're all working through that energy, as well as the Aries video if you wanted to, because we are coming into a double 1 type of energy where we are in the year of the rat in the Chinese system, which is a 1, and we are in Aries season, which is a 1. So it's like a hyper new beginning energy. And I love an ace card coming up for you guys on the cusp of that. It says that you're ready to maybe profit off of some of your ideas, or I really feel like venture capitalism for some of you, honestly, and I feel incredible new entrepreneurial endeavors. Ace of Wands and 7 of Pentacles is such a wonderful combination for economizing and for turning your creative ideas into wonderful prosperity. And that really has no other interpretation for me. That's very much combining the creative and the profitable in your life. So think about how you can combine those things. The 2nd week of March is a great time to be brainstorming and to be, eating all that delicious food for thought. Okay. Week number 3, you guys have the Lovers rooted down by the Star. That's incredible. 2 upright major arcana cards. Everything's upright in your reading. I love that. Can we just take a second and realize that everything is upright? The Lovers rooted down by the Star is like a gifted crossroads, basically. So there is going to be a choice that you have to make in the 3rd week of March. There is going to be 2 very stark options that come up for you. And you have to hone in on your vulnerability and your authenticity as a person to make that decision, because they could both quite honestly be very attractive decisions, and it might be hard to choose one or the other. And that's why you have to really get beneath the things that you've been holding over you. So again, the Star is a representation of nudity because it represents getting like all the clothes off. Like sometimes, like proverbially, our clothing or what we choose to wear is it signals things, and it is representative of certain choices, so getting all of that off is getting beneath that, getting beneath those choices. Who is the soul beneath those layers? So you have to really hone into that and tap into that in order to make this decision properly. So that's going to be really important. Like, you want to really get out of the ego, for example. You want to get out of the, what is going to profit me the most. I mean, that's not so horrible. You've got other things that indicate that. But as a Taurus, you want to really be moving forward into, like, what have I always wanted as a person? You know, what has my soul wanted? What is my soul hungry for? Not like necessarily what is my bank account hungry for? What is my, what is that person hungry for? How am I going to adapt to them? You know, you want to really be working selfishly, honestly. Like, this is not really a time for you guys to be selfless, and I will point that out. Week number 4, you guys have Knight of Cups rooted down by the Devil. So here we get into a bit of a problem. Okay, so the 4th week it'll be clear because you're starting to make that choice. Okay, and when we get this kind of power, it can sometimes be really attractive to think, okay, I'm gonna get back at people, or I'm gonna I'm going to show people how powerful I am now, how much control I have. And as soon as you can overcome that, the better. You know, the sooner that you can just think, okay, I can now do this, or I can now work with this. You know, there's something sharp there. Even like secretive people, or people who are not really who they say they are. Again, this is why you want to really get to know yourself. And the star energy is perfect to offset this, because if you're too unclear about who you are or what you want, it's really easy for other people to take advantage of or manipulate that. So really working on understanding what you want, and just by doing that, you will first and foremost get out of the vibrational level of these people. But secondly, you, even if you did come into contact with these sort of secretive, fake types of people, even if you saw that, it would show itself really immediately. You wouldn't be fooled by it, basically. So the key of the 4th week of March is to not be fooled. You know, sometimes during the year of the rat, there can kind of be like mouse traps, you know. It's like, ooh, there's food there, I'm going to eat it, and then you get like trapped. That's for everybody. That's not just for you guys. And that's coming up for everybody during certain times of the year. This is one of them for you. Watch out for things that are too good to be true, basically. That's all that it is. It's like, okay, is this too good to be true? Maybe there's a bigger aim here. Maybe there's a bigger goal in being given so much, you know? For example, people might like offer you a lot of money, and it's not like clean money or something, or people might, you know, offer you a huge contract and it's like actually more binding than you realize. So just, you have to cross-check things, basically. You know, where is this money coming from? What does this contract actually mean? Things like that are very important as we move into April, because we are, again, getting into the double one energy, and it's not meant to be so binding. You know, it's not meant to have so many implications. It's just meant to be, and we're meant to kind of sort of be like cavemen or cave women during the double one energy. So all of April is going to be a bit more ancient in a way, and a bit more working with, like, you know, what our bodies need, and it's kind of not super high-minded or super high-brained, you know. It's just meant to be very instinctual, so keep that in mind here, all right? I'm going to go ahead and conclude your reading there, Taurus. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll jump over to Patreon now to jump into the extended, where you will have the central theme as well as the supporting factor cards. So if you guys would like to join over on Patreon, you can click the center of your screen now, and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video here on YouTube if you get the chance. So we'll jump over to Patreon now, Taurus. Much love. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, Taurus, welcome to your extended reading for March of 2020. I love what's coming up here. As your central theme, you have the Magician, so it really is a validation that you have all of the means at your disposal to accomplish some of these bigger goals that you are conceiving right now. There is something about conception, so it's a very fertile time for you. Again, if you were trying to have children, that would be quite easy. Also quite easy to accidentally have children as well. But it can also just mean your ideas. So you're fertile to conceiving really wonderful ideas right now. So now is the time to, again, be brainstorming and holding creative space for yourself. Such a wonderful month for Taurus to just be holding a sort of still and solitary and quiet solitary space. That will give you so much. Also, you have more power than you think. Okay, this is something that you have to get really clear on. You have a little bit more control or sway over other people than you imagine. Like, so for example, I feel that like people from your past that you might not have the most wonderful relationship with anymore, those people would really quickly go to bat for you. all right? People around you right now, coworkers or, acquaintances or even family, they will go to bat for you more than you imagine. There's something within your energy that is almost feeling too alone, or like people aren't really going to be loyal to you, but to a degree that's not real and that's not true. I feel that there are people who will go to bat for you, because again, there's a fear. I'm feeling a fear in Taurus about, oh my gosh, if somebody wanted to, make my life hard, it wouldn't be difficult for them because I have not a lot of support. So you are gaining support during this time, and there's more support than you realize. And having Five of Pentacles as a supporting theme, again, there's a sense of poverty, and I don't feel this to be so much financial poverty, but it's like support poverty, like feeling like I'm a little bit impoverished when it comes to connections or when it comes to supporting people in my life. And here is a great opportunity for you to disprove that, and to use your own authenticity, all right, to start making nice connections, not connections with people that are like corrupt or crazy or unwell or want to use you. Again, through honing in on that star energy, you're going to start meeting people who are have more pure intentions. The devil again is showing you an opportunity to cut shackles, maybe with the types of people that are not very pure. As I talked about in the Pisces video, there might even be a connection to something bigger than you. So like a deity, God, universe, source, whatever it is for you. There's something in that, especially in the first half of March, where you're maybe praying more or you're connecting more to something bigger, and you're seeing that that's where the power lies, or that's where, or there's a lot to tell. There's maybe a lot of pain or a lot of things that you need to tell or get off of your chest in order to move forward and in order to feel more healthy. Again, the Fool is reversed as a supporting theme as well, which says that you got to be careful about just jumping headlong and headfirst into the next thing before you deal with these past demons, or before you deal with these things that might need to be said. It's like there are these things that need to be said, and you might not realize how imperative that is for them just to be said, journaled, even alone, just to be said, or to be prayed through. And just by doing that, it really cleanses a lot and helps you to step forward into that new beginning that you've been wanting. But yeah, you want to be careful, especially in the beginning of March, about starting something too quick or jumping headfirst into something. You have to access the star energy and rise above the Five of Pentacles energy before you jump headfirst into the Fool energy. So there's an order, there's a chain of events, there's a formula here for you guys, and you want to really pay attention to that, because there's so much creativity, there's so much power, there's so much strength, and there are options, there are decisions to be made here. But before you make those decisions, you've got to get out of poverty consciousness, and you've got to accept the power that you have, and accept that there are actually people who would go to bat for you. And maybe those aren't the people that you want them to be. Maybe these are weird family connections. Maybe these are weird, just things that you feel worried about, but you have to at least accept that they're there. And also stop convincing yourself that somebody was just mean to you, or somebody was just villainizing you or victimizing you. Victim mentality doesn't have a lot of place right here. Take that message with a grain of salt. Y'all will know what I mean by that. Of course, it doesn't mean that people who are truly victimized don't have the right to be in that mentality, but I don't feel like there's a lot of that here for most Taurus, okay? I don't feel like there's a lot of true victimization. Of course, that can come from the past, but we want to step out of that, let go of those grudges, and move back into our power, and make it to where we won't find ourselves being victimized ever again, okay? Because we have that power. Taurus has that power right now. Again, that's not to devalidate any past stories of victimhood, because of course a lot of Taurus have dealt with that in the past. That is sort of part of the Taurus karmic path, is overcoming victimhood. So especially if there's like Pisces in the chart as well. And here is a wonderful, wonderful month for you guys to no longer be that, and to take the power that you've gotten from that and apply it to something creative. So it's just a wonderful opportunity to truly heal from those things. So anyway, Taurus, thank you guys so much for being here on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. You can comment below on Patreon if you want to, and tell me how you're overcoming some of these old stories. I would love to hear it. And again, it's just so powerful. Your central theme is the Magician. So you are going to be starting over toward the end of the month, and you are going to be starting over with a lot more resources at your disposal than you've had. So this is a really, really great thing to see. You just want to make sure that you're getting out of that poverty consciousness and breaking shackles with anybody who is trying to like indebt you to them. So good luck with it, Taurus. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Much love. Bye.